So then the drivers then in the first race of the day, Mark Stubberfield, Ricky Neal, Mike Reed, Brian Palmer and Martin James. And Brian Palmer, of course, was, as I mentioned before, well placed in last year's championship, finished in third place. That's how he got his invitation to go into Europe. Early break, we've got a nice even break on the far side as they head round the bend towards us for the first time. It looks like Brian Palmer is taking the last leader. He has indeed. Tucked in behind him is Mike Reed. Mike Reed with a very tight line, but his Dave Palmer seems, Brian Palmer rather, he seems to have the legs on at the moment. And once again we've got lots of smoke, good heavens. Well, these single-cylinder 500 engines usually go very well. So Mike Reed then. The challenge has been under pressure. Mike Reed in second place, Mark Stubberfield in third, in fourth place Rick Neal, so takes Mark Stubberfield in third place to make up the ground on Mike Reed. They seem to be getting closer as we look across to the far side still. Brian Palmer out in front. Oh, one more lap to go. Brian Palmer is away now. Still Mike Reed in second place, still Mark Stubberfield in third, and Stubberfield lining up for a challenge. Mark Stubberfield going for that second place, coming the long way round. Didn't make it that time, one more bend to go with Brian Palmer out in front. Scott down in the chair with him now, who's going to get that second place? Brian Palmer wins, Scott down in the chair. Mike Reed just hangs on to take second, and in third place, Mark Stubberfield. Running in fourth place. Number 11, Ricky Neal. Well, also in this race, of course, Kevin Lyde with the winner of last year's British 500 Sidecar Championship, got to the European final as well. Didn't have too happy a day, had a major engine blow up, I think. Mike Reed goes, and Malcolm and Lester Goodwin. So, 4 crews, off we go, race 4. And outfit number 8 he was, which... then using number 8 and fooling us totally, but Kevin Lyde has got to the fore of things here. It's the holder of last year's British Championships really flying along now, staying ahead of number 5, Malcolm and Lester Goodwin. Tucked in behind them, we believe it's Lionel Cox on outfit number 8. Mike Reed looking to challenge from that fourth place on the outside, moving into third as they come round the long bend to our left. The last lap flag goes out for Kevin Lyde. Tucked in behind him, Malcolm Goodwin. And Lionel Cox and Mike Reed having a good struggle here. At the moment, the advantage with Lionel Cox, but let's see what happens as we look across to the far side. So Lionel Cox is running number 8. So victory then for Kevin Lyde. Second place to Lionel Cox, third place to Mike Reed.
With the race 4 in your programme as they come up past me for the first time, and he's looking over his shoulder very, very casually. Kevin Laird gets to the front as he goes into that first bend. Oh, terrific first bend indeed it turns out to be as Mike Reed slips through on the inside. So quickly looking at those pairings, Kevin Lyde is partnered by Mike Reed. Indeed, what looks to be a very strong pair at the moment as they're leading 1 and 2. Kevin Lyde looking over his shoulder saying, come on Mike, stay with me as we go into that top bend. He wants to get a 1 and 2, that's for sure. Goes very, very wide. I'm sure that's to allow Mike to come through on the inside. Terrific bit of team riding from these two. We're hoping to pick up this afternoon. if these outfits can ride like this, it'll be absolutely brilliant racing. As they come down this bottom bend, you see again that Kevin Light is taking a slightly wide line. That's making it very, very difficult for Jerry Squirrel to find a way through. Allows Mike to go up the inside of him. That's not a problem at all, because of course those two are racing together, and it makes it very, very difficult for that third place crew to come through at all. Mike Reed pulls away a little bit going down that back straight. And go after him. So watch to see whether Mike will go slightly wide. He indeed does so. Pulls that outfit hard. Allows the room on the inside for Kevin to come up underneath him. Well, you can see exactly what's happening. There's just no way through for Jerry Squirrel. There's no room on that race circuit whatsoever. And indeed, of course, they will know that Paul Miller and Richard Piggott scored well in the previous race. They've got a better a first and a third that Paul Miller and Richard Piggott got, and if they stay as they are at the moment, they will do exactly that as they come round off that bottom bend. All sorts of problems for Jerry Squirrel in third, but Mike Reed takes the win. His partner, Kevin Lye, gets second, and you can see thumbs in the air because they know exactly what that means. That puts them top after the first leg. Jerry Squirrel and Lionel Cox on 7 points, they're the closest to him, and as I'm sure all of you have noticed, we've only got 3 outfits going in this one. Kevin Laird and Mike Reed together. Of course, Tony Cook has come out in this one, which is a change to the programme. Obviously, it meant that 2 outfits were racing against each other, or 2 pairs were racing against each other all the time. So the only 3 that we see appear in this one is the partnership of Kevin Laird and Andy Robertson, partnered by Mike Reed and Duncan Patton in second place. So they will be looking. Can't be. Duncan Bradford, I meant to say. You know, that's it. That's the one mistake of the day made. So that's got that out of the way. Well, indeed, Tony Cook trying everything he possibly can to keep on terms with those front 2, but it looks as if they're going to pick up points in their second ride. Oh, Kevin Laird looking in very good form this afternoon. Comes round off that bottom bend up towards the last lap flag this time, so he knows he's got 1 more lap to go. Casual look over his shoulder, knows that it's Mike Reed in second place to him. And there's all sorts of problems for Tony Cook, as he in fact goes past after into all sorts of problems. As the checkered flag goes, it's going to be maximum points for the partnership of Kevin Laird, Andy Robertson, and Mike Reed and Duncan Bradford. Second this year is Kevin Lyde, and of course that change of passenger, Andy Robertson and Mike Reed and Duncan Bradford. That's it, all the photographs need to be taken. And Andy, very importantly, remembers to pick up the money as well. We're underway, we're still with the 500cc sidecar class, and as they go up the back straight, you can see we've got a slightly defeated field. Only 4 at the moment in this one, but as they come round off that top down, and Gary Hughes. The rest of the riders grouped together in that second, third and fourth place, and as they start to sort themselves out, Chris Salisbury pulls away going up that back straight. Chris Hall has got second at the moment. He's got quite a battle on his hands as he goes into that top turn. Still holding that second though, going after Chris Salisbury with the lead. Norman Haynes in fourth, so we'd expect a challenge from those 2 on that second place. In fact, I expect maybe those gaps will all start closing up towards the back end of the race. Chris Salisbury though, going well at the moment on that 500cc power-powered machine. Still not getting closer to Chris Hall, and he's now under pressure from Norman Haynes. Norman Haynes finds a gap on the inside, forces his way through. Mike Reid retaliates, and it's those two that have got to go after Chris Hall. They've only got one more corner to do it. This time it's the checkered flag, and it's going to be a checkered flag for Chris Hall Green. Gets second, Norman Haynes and Bob Reid gets third. Underway and making a terrific start is outfit number 22, Gary Lloyd. Harley's already got 3 bikes advantage as he goes into that first turn. That was exactly the sort of start that he wanted. Ricky Nielsen, this time is up into second place. Chris Hall in 4th place at the moment. But as we look to the front, it is Gary Lloyd and Dave Higgins that have got away from the rest of the field. Ricky Nielsen leads Clinton Lee in second at the moment. I've got that wrong, didn't I? They're in third at the moment. Ricky Nielsen trying the inside, then the outside, desperately trying to get round Mike Reid. Chris Hall watching what's going on in front of him. Sure, he'll take advantage of any errors that are made by those two crews in front of him. But the gap really has opened up. Gary Lloyd looks to have got faster and faster as the afternoon has gone on. Gary Lloyd, who had a win second time out, he was right back in 5th in his first ride, and I just wonder whether he's found out what the problem was after his first ride, and is it going to be a challenge on Lester Goodwin? Checker flag is coming for him this time, so that is Jackson Hill. And as they come towards the line, Mike Reid hangs on to it. Ricky Neal gets second place, third place I should say, and of course Chris Hall in 4th.
Who's it gonna be? As they get off the line, Mal Goodwin goes straight to the front, so it's Goodwin and Rockhall leading by the Mike Reid with Mark Thorpe in the chair line in second place, but Goodwin's got away, and the battle looks to be for second. Goodwin then and Rockhall lead. From in second place, Mike Reid. Tony Cook already with a second place. Tries to go through on the inside of Mike Reid, but Mike's having none of it. Holds the second spot. Tony Cook still there in third, but meanwhile, number 40, Mal Goodwin and Gary Rockhall are well and truly away. 46 off as they go into From in second place, Mike Reid. In third place, Tony Cook. Last bend action. It's going to be the second win of the afternoon for number 40, Mal Goodwin and Gary Rockhall. Number 57, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe, with number 10, Tony Cook and John Hathaway in third spot. Sidecar racing, unfortunately a non-starter in this one. Looking across, we seem to be without Pete Rowland and Phil Rowland, but the other side, absolutely together. Down the back straight, but Kensington with the inside line as they go into the bottom turn. Steve Kensington and Paul Hallam then. Nice tight line and a lot of really tight sidecar driving around that one. Second, third place, Keith Richards. And just getting tailed off a little bit there, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. So, Kensington and Hannam out in front, local crew from Bournemouth, a lot of support here today. Marthorpe, again a man with a lot of support here today, local man from Poole, just down the road. And it looks as though Steve Kensington and Paul Hannam are going to get this one by some considerable distance. Last bend action, check flag at the ready. Just a little bit, but he gets it from in second place. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
See the numbers from this distance. Round the corner they come. Looks like Mike Reid. Mike Reid is Colin Haynes, number 10, additional runner here. Tony Cook, number 10. Tony Cook. Oh, it's nice and fast on that turn there. People should make the run. He's trying again round the outside there. Open the man's instinct to be there for races. He's just got to tame that animal. Comes up right alongside on this turn. He's making a fight for it. I wouldn't be surprised if time the last lap comes. He changes line and tries to pull up on the inside. This is the last lap. Look at that man going around the outside. He's really trying to make it work. Down that back straight, he's got his front wheel just in front. Can he hold that? It's bound to go a little bit wide on this turn unless he can cut it in tight. That's just what he's done. Brilliant piece of form and a brilliant race there for number 143. From Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. Then Tony Cook. And then Chris Hall.
Well, I thought I just said I saw them walk back in the pits, but as I've just been corrected, they're down on the start line. So obviously the outfit not bent too much, and neither Sean nor Guy suffering any problems. So away they go, and Keith Richards has made the best of the starts. Mike Reid is on the inside with those. They go into that first turn, and those two together as they go in the first turn. Mike Reid just gets the advantage of the middle of the bend. And as they all start to sort themselves out, it is Mike Reid that comes out leading from Keith Richards in second place. Chris Thorsby's gone for a tight line on the inside of Keith Richards. And that's how they go into that bottom bend. Well, it's all getting very tight in that second and third, and while they're all battling, you can see that in away goes Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. They really have been riding superbly this afternoon, and there's a real battle going on for second place, because Chris Salisbury has now come through into second. Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes have got round Keith Richards, and now Keith Richards is under pressure from Steve Kensington. Steve Kensington starts to move up on the inside, goes through into third place. And Mike Reid out in front, over to make this one in. Into the bottom corner he goes. Oh, great to see Sean Chick and Guy Mitchell out there riding in 5th place. They're obviously both okay. Well, as we go into the checkered flag, this is the 500cc final. The Everton Upton 500cc is won by Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes in second. Steve Kensington on a terrific ride in 3rd place. And indeed a terrific ride from Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe.
Who's going to win this one? Well, Mike Reid could be the favourite, but still anybody's race. Keith Drury going well. Chris Salisbury back after last year where he had serious health problems.
We know who it is. Oh, yeah, you made it. It's all this one. Said, well, I think your app's got a good view. Same sort of app, you know.
Here, Barry Bennett's big wheelie. Gets himself towards the back of the pack, but it is Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe who take it up into the first turn. They lead Keith Drury up there, Chris Salisbury up there, they go into the top turn. It's all very close, but it is number 57, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe, out in front. In second place, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Behind them in third place, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. That's the 1, 2, 3. Oh, Brian Canning, I think it was with a problem down the back straight, but at half distance, it's still Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe out in front from Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Third place. Teamed up with Steve George, going very, very quickly again is Brian. In third place as they go into the last lap, Barry Bennett in fourth. Fifth place still Keith Drury. Chris Hall still back in the sixth spot. In race 9 from Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. Second place goes to Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Third place to Brian Canning, fourth to Barry Bennett, fifth place to Keith Drury, and sixth place to Chris Hall. Matt Reid and Mike Thorpe, they're on 13. Ryan Palmer and Danny Hogger on 10. They're number 71, of course, and 91 Keith Drury and Richard Webber on 9. So that's the lineup for the first semi-final. Lester and Clive Goodwin, 19 points. Andy Hopkins, 17. Steve Kenchington, 15. Matt Reid, 13. Raz Palmer, 10. Keith Drury, 9. First semi-final. We're looking for the Goodwins. Goodwins on the inside. They make the gate. Take it up from in second place there, number 57. And second place there, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. But it's the Goodwins who lead. Reid in second place. Unusually at the back of the pack at the moment as they come off the bend. Now it's the Goodwins lead in. Hopkins up the inside again on Mike Reid, and it's Hopkins I think who'll go through in the second place on the bottom turn, but Mike Reid's on the outside. Can Mike Reid hold that second spot or not? As they come off the top bend there, Steve Kenchington dropping back a little bit, and it's all pretty close to the Goodwins lead. From in second place still Andy Hopkins, in third place there Keith Drury, who's come from the back of the field. Very often you see Andy Hopkins pass from the back, but Drury goes a little bit wide, and Hopkins is back through on the inside as they go into the bottom turn for the last time. It's the Goodwins leading by about 20 metres from in second place. Cambridge. Lester Goodwin and Clive Goodwin, they come off the bend. They take the checkered flag. Second place goes to number 5, Andy Hopkins and Gordon Langford. And in third place it was number 91, Keith Drury and Richard Webb. The official results will start in just a moment.
While he's out there and can't hear what I'm saying, the crew of Mike Reed will very quickly say to you that from all friends and family, I'm not embarrassed to announce that Michael just becomes a birthday.
In this, we have 57, Mike Reed, Wayne's dad, passengered by Mark Thorpe. Ricky Neal, number 11, passengered by Kevin Jones. Number 418, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. I'm expecting them to go well today. Dave Higgins and Russell Smith. Number 5, number 189, Gary Ball. And lady passenger, Debbie Bird. And number 1, Clive Willis and Michael Simpson. Right, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Clive Willis and Mike Sampson, or is it going to be Chris Salisbury, or who's it going to be? Away we go into the first 10. And it's neither of them, it's Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. This is close racing. This is crazy stuff. 3 abreast, this is what I'm doing. On Chris Salisbury's car. Mike Reed, Simon Beard, Wayne Reed, Ricky Neal, Paul Moorcock. Unbeaten so far this afternoon, the 2001, the 2000, the 1999, the 1998 champion from Tonbridge, Lester Goodwin, passengered by Andy Stevens on the VMC GM.
Behind because he may Come on, come on.
500 sidecars, first semi-final. We get the serious stuff now. Where we go, first time.
Come on.
And Lester on the inside, Simon Beard on the outside. Lester it is. But Simon Beard up there with him, and Simon Beard, tremendous corner. Comes through the inside of Lester just about holds him off. As they go into the bottom turn for the first time, Simon Beard, great bit of riding, but he gets it all locked up on the bottom turn, loses a little bit. Lester then, out in front, Simon Goodwin. Then, it is Reed Senior, followed by Reed Junior, and the two Reeds absolutely together there. But look at this, Lester Goodwin and Andy Stevens, they've just gone away and left the rest of them. So, the man who's won the British Championship 4 years in succession, is he heading for his 5th British title? Goodwin it is then that leads from in second place, Simon Beard in second place. In third place, it is Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe, then Wayne Reed and Clive Preston. That's the order as they go into the bottom turn and out of the bottom turn, into the last lap. The order is still the same. Back there in 5th, number 11, Ricky Neal. And then Paul Moorcock. The battle is on for second though. Mike Reed trying to come round the outside of Simon Beard. Who's it going to be? Lester Goodwin wins it. Second place goes to Simon Beard. Third place to Mike Reed. Fourth place to Wayne Reed.
So 3 outfits on the line then for race number 8. We've got Mike Reed on the inside and Gary Ball and Wayne Reed right on the outside. Mike Reed on the inside, Wayne Reed on the outside. In between them we've got Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. Green flag raised in for race number 8. And it's Wayne Reed making that outside start, really count leads and going up the back straight the first time. Mike Reed is in second place. It's Gary Ball in third as the 3 outfits brought to that straight for the first time then. And it's Mike Reed starting to close on Wayne Reed as they come off that top corner. Gary Bird out it with a 189 on the third place. It's still Wayne Reed and Clive Preston to Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. It's the distance between these two with Gary Ball, Debbie Bird dropping back in third as they go into the pits corner on lap number 2 then. Clive Preston and Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe second place. Debbie Bird in the third. The order the same as they go up that back straight once again then. But it's still Wayne Reed, Clive Preston, Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. The gap closing up slightly and they come off that top and move on to the last. It's still Wayne Reed then, Mike Reed in second, Gary Ball in third. The gap a bit close going in the corner and pulling away down the back straight goes Wayne Reed again. All the gap closed on the entry to that pits corner for the final time. And it's still Wayne Reed and Clive Preston. Third, Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. Mike Reed gets to second place, third place position.
lift it off the start and get themselves underway. It's those three outfits that have got away from the other two in this race, and as they sort themselves out going round that first turn and down the back straight, it all gets very close, but Tony Stark has made the best of it. Lester Goodwin in second place, Mike Reid in third place, but nothing between these three at the moment as they come round past us for the second time. Tony Stark with the lead though. Remember, these two first outfits are on the same points. They've both had 2 rides and 2 wins together as they go down that back straight. Lester Goodwin looking for a way through on the inside. Tony Stark trying to shut the door, but he couldn't as he got in that top bend. Tries to pull it back underneath, and Tony Stark in all sorts of problems. But Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens saw the gap, made the move, and now they've got themselves in front. Mike Reid and Andy Robertson having a go as well as they come round that big bend. They've got very, very close to Tony Stark. Back off going down the back straight, but here comes the challenge again as they look to go round the outside. And it is indeed Mike Reid and Andy Robertson that have got up into second place. Tony Stark can do nothing about it. Now, can Mike Reid really put the cat amongst the pigeons and catch Lester Goodwin? This, of course, at the moment is doing Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens a favour because they know that Tony Stark now is doing more points. But look at Mike Reid catching up. Mike Reid is pushing it all the way as he goes towards the checkered flag. Well, he did. He left it to the last minute. Certainly had a go. But Lester Goodwin and Andrew Stevens, I'm sure, are going to be pleased with that result. Has made a very good start, but Mike Reid has gone there with him as well. He was on gate 2 from the inside. It's Wayne that's got to the front. Mike Reid is close to him now as they go down that back straight. There's nothing to do at the moment. We expect to see a challenge from Mike Reid and Andy Robertson as they go into that second bend, and the challenge comes, but Wayne Reid has beaten it off as he stays just in the lead. Mike Reid is forced to go wide coming past us, and he's again forced to go wide into that pit turn. Now, can he get round the outside? He's looking like doing it, and Mike Reid and Andy Robertson look to have done it. Wayne Reid in that second spot at the moment. Can he respond? Mike has still stayed very, very wide, and Wayne has come through once again on the inside. A good scrap between these two. Oh, again, I think Wayne has just got the edge going into that pit bend. Mike is forced to go wide. It's a very quick line that Mike's got round that bend, particularly on the exit. And he must be looking at trying to cut across on that back straight and holding it much tighter this time. But again, he goes wide. Now, he is a little bit tighter than he was last time, and it does mean that he's got the consolidated lead, because Wayne has to watch him go into that pit bend in front of him this time. He's had him alongside him for the first 3 laps, but this time he's got in front. And Mike Reid and Andy Robertson look like capitalising on this one as they go into the checkered flag this time as they come to us. Tony Cook is holding that 3rd place at the moment, but it's all about maximum points for Mike Reid and Andy Robertson.
So, race 2 in your programme will stay with the 500 sidecars. We see for the first time this afternoon Simon Baird and Stuart Supple, Barry Bennett and Steve Tom, Andy Kearson and Laura Kearson. A bit further down, number 56, Wayne Reid and Clive Preston, Mike Reid and Gareth Bemister, and number 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Our start marshal's encouraging Sean Harvey to get up to the start line. Oh, where we go, and all sorts of Danny Hogg the
rest of the field have got away from them as they go down that back straight. And sort the positions out. Keep your eye on Sean Harvey. He'll try and get back on terms with them, but it's a big, big job. And as we watch the rest of the field come round, it is outfit number 4, Simon and Suffer have got the lead. That's been challenged for as they go into that top turn for the second time. And indeed, Simon Baird loses that lead. The pickup through as they come round, do exactly that is, it's got the lead from them. I was keeping one eye on Stuart Harvey there to see if he can get back on terms with them. But at the moment, the lead is with Mike Reed and Clive Preston. And they've opened a big, big gap between them and second place. It's still Simon Baird that's in there in second spot. But he's under pressure and Simon Baird spins on that bottom turn. Stuart Harvey does take one position back and rapidly starts to close on the field. But Mike Reed really has got away from the rest of the field and made this first one his. Oh, we're going to see the checker flag this time as they come round, but it is Mike Reed and Gareth Bemister to take it. Wayne Reed and Clive Preston second to them. And number 57, Mike Reed, he goes in this one. So, can Mike make it 2 out of 2? I think the strongest competition for Mike Reed is possibly going to come from Lester Goodwin and Tony Martin. They're right on this outside gate. Nobody on the inside of them, so they've got plenty of time. On the inside, each slots into the lead, but Lester Goodwin is right there with him. Lester looks all the way around the outside, but Mike Reed's got the better line coming out of the bend and pulls away going down the back straight. So Mike Reed and Gareth Bemister it is that lead from Lester Goodwin and Tony Martin. That's how they sit at the moment. Slotting into that third place is Wayne Yeoman and Kevin Ashley. And a little battle going on for that one, but I was interested to see whether Lester Goodwin was going to be able to stay with Mike Reed. Mike's saying no, he pulls away as he goes down the back straight. Can he make it 2 out of 2? Lester Goodwin wants to try and do something about it. Looks for a way around the outside. Cuts back in to get a fast line down this straight. Clive Preston with lots of attention with those front runners as well. He sits in 4th place at the moment. As the gaps start to open, I can see that Wayne Yeoman has tried to hold a very tight line. Lester Goodwin looking to go a little bit wider to see if he can get a bit more speed on. And he changes his mind, he locks it up in the middle of the bend and tries to get some close and is finishing straight. Follows Mike Reed to that top turn, but Mike does look to have a very, very controlled line. And he's very quick round this top bend, and Lester Goodwin has lost out again by trying to follow him. He's not been able to master that line as well as Mike Reed. He's having to drive harder and faster, wider. And the checker flag goes, Mike Reed made it 2 out of 2, Lester hangs on to the second place. So we'll turn over the page. We've got the 500cc SIDECAR. This is 2003 burn-up. We're now on to the big finals. This is where the awards are. This is the history books. We move to race 30 in your programme. The lineup includes number 56, Wayne Reed and Clive Preston. Number 57, Mike Reed and Gareth Bemister. Number 3, Lester Goodwin and Tony Martin. Number 23, Tony Stark. And if I can remember who Tony was with, Tony Stark and Peter Bell. And number 2, Mal Goodwin and Gary Rockwell. Number 5, and as they get underway, it's possible Wayne Reed has had a good start on the inside. Oh, pick them up forward as they go down that back straight, because it's all getting very, very tight on the far side. It's Wayne Reed that's got the early lead, and incredibly it's Mike Reed that's second to him. Oh, that looks like changing as they go into the pit bend, because you can see off the pace at the moment, but they've got 6 laps to do it, remember. So as they go down the back straight, it is Wayne Reid and Clive Preston that hold the lead and looking comfortable at the moment. The fighting they know is going on behind them. Mike Reid and Gareth Bemiston still sitting there in second. Tony Stark still sitting there in third. Problems still for both Lester and Mel Goodwin. They don't seem to be able to catch the rest of the field, and Tony Stark is starting to make a move now from that third place on to second Mike Reid. Wayne Reid, I think, will be pleased if that happens, because that will slow Mike and Tony down while they're battling amongst themselves. Gives him a clear run to try and open the gaps up, and that's exactly what he's doing. You can see he is pulling away going down the back straight. Tremendous ride from the youngster Wayne Reid. Mike looked very, very quick earlier on this afternoon, but he doesn't look to have an answer to Wayne at the moment as he comes off that bottom turn. He's going to really concentrate to make sure he doesn't drop that second place. As Tony Stark and Peter Bell are getting close to them. As they go round that top turn for, well, I think it's the 4th time, and there goes Tony Stark. He's gone through on the inside. Mike Reid will have to try and come back at him on that pit bend. And while all this battling's going on, of course, Wayne Reid and Clive Preston will be getting away. Lester Goodwin now trying to get in on the action. He's closed right up on Mike Reid and Tony Stark. You can see what's going on in front of him. He knows that maybe opportunities open up while those two are fighting for positions. He's got a lot more closer as they go down the back straight, and look at Lester Goodwin close. Tony Stark and Mike Reid almost together in that bottom turn. Wayne Reid gets the win. That's a terrific ride from him. Tony Stark gets second. Mike Reid in third. Lester Goodwin fourth. And I think you can only say congratulations from a tremendous ride from Wayne Reid and passenger Clive Preston. Give them your congratulations. The fireworks go. A tremendous victory in the 500cc SIDECAR 2003 bonfire burn-up. Rerun here in 2004. Great victory for Wayne Reid and Clive Preston. And then you've got to call up first of all, third in the 500 SIDECARs, Mike Reid and Gareth Bemiston.
Yeah, I'll do one at a time, shall I?
So I think the gentleman presenting the prize is Keith Cornell from Russia Limited.
Thank you.
The biggest round of applause goes to the winners of the Paris SIDECAR this afternoon. He certainly hit this class. I saw a great win again this afternoon. Wayne Reid and Clive Preston.
Sure, there you go. That's the name, isn't it? One of those. Well done. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, just keep in the middle. Some of the old boys. Yeah, young boys. Didn't they all have young boys, weren't they? Yeah, no, it was solo. Here we are. Ah, what a night! Got a guy.
That's it, we've got to make him look pretty for the photos.
Don't put your arm through. No, don't put your arm through. Well, yeah, you ought to have. You were in it. Feeling closer. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Okay.
Because come on, you've got to get used to this stuff, you know what I mean? As far as I can see, this is a big circuit for you guys.
Yes, nice.
Well, you did. First time I've ever ridden the track, and you go away with the spoils. But look at that rostrum, there's some of this talk with this game, isn't there? Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Younger, I suppose, 6 lap final, we couldn't have run, could we?
Now you weren't supposed to abuse him. You know, he's taught you, now you're going to beat him. But obviously, looking at Tunbridge as a track, I mean, those things look so delicate to me. And I know I mentioned earlier, you've got a semi-final, you've got a lot of European rounds to do, you've got the final in the UK. You must be feeling very confident.
Yeah, their wife said to me yesterday, "Look outside, really good." So to keep getting out.
Well, you will indeed. Well done indeed this afternoon, guys. The winners of the 500 sidecar, Wayne Reid and Clyde Preston.
Don't chip it.
This is the other part of the training, guys. You know, once the dad's taught you how to go around the track, you get the machinery right, and then the photographer teaches you how to do professional bits.
Okay.
Well done indeed, guys, in the 500cc sidecar. Third, second and first, you've got Wayne Reid, Gareth Bannister, Tony Stark and Peter Bell, Wayne Reid and Clyde Preston.
Pitch today with the father and son team, not riding together today, but both competitors against each other. Both been out for a practice. What do you think?
I think it's quite slick out there.
It's a bit. Next year try
again, right? Yeah, once it's dried out, it'll be okay though.
So you both rating your chances for today then?
We'll tell you later on.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Mixed results this year with the Europeans, what we're holding the final of the Europeans over here. How did you fare for your machinery with the others today?
Should be okay on this track.
Yeah,
it's not a fast engine track, so hopefully we'll be okay.
Well, best of luck and thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Race 10, we have Wayne Reid and Clyde Preston, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe, Pete Langram and Wayne Colmore, Paul Moorcock, Jan Cook, Keith Richards, Terry Greenwood, Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson. 6 outfits do battle. I think we've got a reserve now. I didn't see Mad Ern's. No, Mad Ern's passenger hadn't shown at the end of practice. They said they got until race 8. They could still have a practice if he got here, but it looks like his passenger has not made it. And the Reids, who are 1 and 2 at the moment. Mike Reid on the outside, Wayne Reid on the inside. The Reids are sharing this one. As they power down the back straight. Tight lines as they come round that turn. It's Wayne Reid leading from Mike Reid. That's the son in front of the father at the moment. Then it's number 2, Nick Radley, who is the additional runner, the reserve who has come in. He's in 3rd place at the moment. Scorching down that back straight. Then it's Keith Richards, Paul Moorcock. Pete Landrum bringing up the rear. Last lap flag then for Wayne Reid and Mike Preston, Clyde Preston, from Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. Then Nick Radley, and another. Then Keith Richards. Pete Landrum bringing up the rear. Paul Moorcock there in 5th place. Round they come, the checkered flag is out, and 56, Wayne Reid stamps his authority on that one. From 57, Mike Reid in 2nd place. From Nick Radley. From 143, Keith Richards. 123, Paul Moorcock. And 83, Pete Landrum. I think that's a warning shot from Paul Cooper. He's had the fastest time of the day in both sets of races. These are the 500cc sidecars. After race 20 we will have track preparation. I don't know if that gives the marshals a time to stand down or not, depends how long it goes on for. These are the 500cc sidecars, the international class of sidecar, doing battle for their British titles this afternoon. This is the thing that gets them recognition in Europe. Where you finish in the British Championship is how you're rated in England and how they rate your chances of riding in Europe. Very important for the 500cc sidecars to do well here this afternoon. No, race change this one, it won't be 15, Dave Higgins, it'll be 11, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert. They will be going in this one, place of rider 15, it's 11, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert, who got credited for the second place in their first ride. Can't actually see, oh yes I can, there they are. Third one in from the right. Right by the starter there. Having trouble getting into gear, I think. Trouble with the gearbox. On the line. Understarters orders, everyone's happy. Here they come. Nice even break as they come down the straight here. Number 1, Clive Willis goes into the first turn alongside Lester Goodwin. Lester Goodwin holds the throttle on that little bit longer and forces itself into the lead. So it's Lester Goodwin that leads, Clive Willis in second place. Then I think that was Mike Reed in third. Keith Drury in fourth. Wayne Reed in fifth. Now Wayne Reed had a win first time out and is down in fifth place at the moment, challenging hard with Keith Drury. 69 bringing up the rear there is Scott Francis and Paul Fisher. Well, a big battle on the front line as whoa, bang, and they crash and they bang and they come round the corner and they're sorting themselves out. We've got 3 Lester Goodwin on the front line. We've got Mike Reed in second, Wayne Reed in third. Wayne Reed goes through into second. Wayne Reed now chases after Lester Goodwin. Clive Willis goes down to fourth after all those bumps and shunts. And, it's all tight stuff through in that corner again as they all been hooked up together, but here they come. It's Lester Goodwin on to the last lap from Wayne Reed, from Mike Reed, from Clive Willis, from Scott Francis. The Keith Drury right at the back there, not looking very happy at all. Round they come then. A little more spread out this time. The checkered flag is out. It's close stuff. Lester Goodwin takes it. Wayne Reed in second. Mike Reed in third. Then Clive Willis. Scott Francis. And Keith Drury. Off they go then down the first straight, race 29, look for Lester Goodwin in this one. Mike Reed gets down to the first turn first. Scott Francis it was that went with him. Scott Francis goes through into the lead. Lester Goodwin comes up into second. Lester Goodwin chases after Scott Francis. He goes down the back straight and into that pitch turn. They are side by side and there's no love lost here and round the turn. They come into the Mike Reed coming up on the inside. It's all fast stuff as they go past the line there. That would have been a photo finish for sure. Round they come then. Bowering down that back straight, Mike Reed's got the best of it. Barry Bennett's got a second. Over goes, I think that was Lester. I think that's Lester that's tipped up on the far side. Red flags, obviously the race being stopped. It wasn't Lester. Lester's there in second place. Scott Francis is the one that's missing. Scott Francis is the one that's out on the far side. Closest to me, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Very, very fancy black, silver and red attire. They come on to the line. They are understarters orders. The revs rise, attention mounts, and here they go. Cracking start for Sean Harvey as he powers off this start line and into the first turn. He's got a good lead on out of that turn. Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe are right there with him in second place. I think we're one missing. I think I only count 5. And round they come then. Little Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe powering through on the inside and picking it up. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg in second place. Pushing hard. They'd like to get back in front, but Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe just came from nowhere and done the business, and they're pulling away. Pulling away down that back straight. Round the pitch turn they come. Winding up those motors. Mike Reed, Mark Thorpe from Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Brian Canning and Steve George. Checkered flags out then. Cracking win for Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. From Sean Harvey, Danny Hogg. From Brian Canning, Steve George. Then Paul Moorcock, John Cook. Race 17 on the line then, race 17 coming to the line. A few more in this one. Looks like a full house. We'll see Keith Richards and Adam Young on this side. They're all on the line, they're under starters orders. And problems, and not sure who's going to get the blame for that. Clark of the course decision is it's all 6 back in with a big reprimand for each one. Everyone's been told don't do that again. It seemed very hard to take either of those 2 out or both of them, so they put them all back in and told them to behave. Alright, they go then. Race 17 and into the first turn they go. Look like Mike Reid, they got the best of it. Although he's been beaten out of that turn. Down the straight they go. It looks like number 9, Tony Cook and Joanne Brian Brown, the lead into that pit's turn. Winding up the throttle. I thought it'd stop for a minute. Let Mike Reid through. Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe are through to the front line. In a little bit of a whoopsie there in the corner and let him through. Tony Cook then in second place. Then Keith Richards. Keith Richards 1-4-3 in third place. It's all happening there as the man in fourth wants third. Mike Reid, Mark Thorpe leading. I've heard of anybody will overtake them in this one. One more lap to go from Tony Cook and Joanne Brian Brown. Then number 8, Andy Carrison and Laura Carrison just seeming to get the better of Keith Richards. Keith Richards drops down to fourth. Into the last turn then for the last time. They're nicely spread apart at the moment. Should be easy if they come across like this. Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe win from number 9. Tony Cook and Joanne Brian Brown from Andy and Laura Carrison. Keith Richards and Adam Young. Gary Ball and Debbie Bird. The riders seem to hold the game up and make his clutch go again, don't they? They're under starters orders. They're underway and here they go down to the first straight. Into the first turn, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe take the pole position. And down the straight they go, Mike Reid's leading. Who's that coming up on the inside, giving a bit of a worry in time there? I think that looked like Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg in second place. Round they come, that front outfit's still 2 outfits who've started to smoke. There's not a C4-stroke engine smoking. Sean Harvey goes through, Mike Reid goes back to second place. Mike Reid fights back and builds up the speed out of that corner to go down the straight. It is Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg that lead. Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe that are in second place, and they are going for it. Up they come, and it's 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg at half distance. The Rodney Farmers are over 4 laps, nobody told me that. Second place, number 8 now, Andy Carrison and Laura Carrison get up into second place. It's all happening down that back straight. Round the turn they come, 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg lead. From number 8, Andy and Laura Carrison from 49. Brian Canning and Steve George. Then Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe seem to be going backwards in this race. And bringing up the rear is number 2, Gerben Schumann. One retirement on the centre green, and here they come to the checkered flag. And it is Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg that take the win. Second place is close. It goes to Andy and Laura Carrison from Brian Canning, Steve George. Then Mark Reid, Mark Thorpe. And then number 2, Gerben Schumann.
Number 47, Michael Stote. That's the order.
Well, Mike Reed doing the business here with James Benfield in the chair. We're the way ahead now of Keith Richards and Adam Young. And they're bringing up the rear. Number 47, Michael Stolt and Shane Blackburn. Well, they're pretty well spread out at the moment. And it looks like that's the way they'll finish with one lap still to go.
Riders on the line then for race 5, sponsored by Dave Smith Motors. They could be a car dealer of fine repute, and off they go down the first straight. 5 runners in this one, and down the first turn they go. All bunching up a bit on that first turn, getting a bit close for 1 or 2 people. It's 56 Wayne Green. In second place, then Keith Richards. Mike Reed moves up into third place, then a Keith Richards. Wayne Reed defeats from Mike Reed, from Keith Richards. Very fast Wimborne circuit. These riders come into grips with the surface very well. There goes the Sean Chick and Liz Fairweather is still holding on to second place. Mike Reed and James Benfield. Oh, having a funny 5 minutes in third. They've gone on to the centre green. Not sure what the problem is there. Obviously a punching rear wheel, looking at it. Rail car, they come down, there's the second flag. Wayne Reed and Pete Bell the win from Sean Chick and Liz Fairweather. Third place to Keith Richards, Adam Young. And fourth place to Rob Wright and Neil Bundy. Well, the back tyre still looks pumped up, so not sure what problem he has there.
Mate. Yeah, I just do it as I'm told.
Third leg in of the 500 sidecars, and here they come down the straight. Alpha leather down to the first turn. Looks like Mike Reed to me. Mike Reed and James Benfield leading out of the first turn. Sean Chick and Liz Fairweather in second place. 1-4-3, Keith Richards and Adam Young, and then Tony Cook and Tony Heath. Tony Cook and Tony Heath go through. They're going to move up into fourth place, right behind Paul Moorcock and John Cook. The Cooks do like to be together. Round they come then. 57, Mike Reed and James Benfield. Moorcock and John Cook, then Tony Cook and Tony Heath. Keith Richards, Adam Young bringing up the rear. Quite close together, those first 3. Past that flag goes. Sean Chick's getting a bit faster, but the two seem to be getting a bit closer together on this the last lap. Is he going to change hands on this last corner? Mike Reed goes in very fast. Gets his wheels in line out of the turn though, and checkered flag is all in. Mike Reed and James Benfield. Sean Chick and Liz Fairweather from Paul Moorcock and John Cook, then Tony Cook. On to to race 36 then, the 500cc sidecar B final. Winner goes to the A. If you'd like to turn your page over and look at race 41, that last box can be filled by number 26, Mark Giles. 500 sidecar B final then, 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock, 57. Mike Reed, 69. Scott Francis, 143. Keith Richards, 33. Rob Wright, and 47 Mike Stode. That is the lineup for the sidecar B final. Off the line they go then. Only 5 in there that I can see. Then down the first straight they go. Mike Reed does lead into the first turn. Second, third and fourth place very close in each other's way, but Mike Reed is John Moorcock, Paul Moorcock and John Cook. Cook, Cox and Tony's have had enough today. Here they come. Rattling the way around the circuit, it is Mike Reed that leads. Mike Reed and James Benfield. Tony Cook, John Cook. Then it is Keith Richards and Adam Young, and Rob Wright and Neil Bundy. Round the turn, the last lap flag being made ready. Who are still in striking distance even on this last lap. Then Paul Moorcock and John Cook. Keith Richards, Adam Young, Rob Wright and Neil Bundy. There's the checkered flag. Mike Reed goes to the A-line. John Francis, Moorcock, Keith Richards, Rob Wright. All finished for the afternoon. At 57, Mike Reed and James Benfield. That's the lineup for the A final here this afternoon. Mike Reed and James Benfield. Follow him in. For Hobson's choice of the starting grids. Wouldn't it be a laugh if he got away first? Everybody else rejected that slot. Nobody wanted it. Hobson's choice for Mike Reed. Let's see how he gets out of it. We're under starters orders then.
Come on, Wayne.
Tapes fly and here they go.
Wayne!
Mike Reed gets a cracker. Look at that. Look at that. He's in front. He took the worst gate and got the best one. But as they get to the first turn, that gearing specialist, whoever set that bike up for Sean Harvey, he knew when it needed to be going fastest, and that's at the end of this race. And Danny Hall, the British champions, leading here at Wimborne from James.
Come on, Wayne.
Mike Reed. There's too many of them, isn't there? Round they come then. Keeping Grasstrack alive down here in the south zone. Well, that's out of that corner, it's 72. Mike Reed and James Benfield. Then it's Tony Cook and Tony Heath in third place, pushing hard, trying to make up some ground on Mike Reed. But the super fast machine of Sean Harvey is showing its true colours here today. The last lap flag goes out for Sean Harvey and Danny Hall. So they bunch up a bit on that corner. Nick Radley's trying to move up from that fifth into fourth, but he can't quite get there at the moment. He's going to have a good go on this last turn, I'm sure. I think it's Wayne Reed that it is in front of him. Sean Chick is at the back. The checkered flag is out, and number one. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg win. From Mike Reed, from Tony Cook, from Wayne Reed. On this bright autumn day in October. Tony Cook and Tony Heath very happy. Very big thank you to Tony Heath for passengering this afternoon. Sorry, wrong one. Wayne Reed. I know what I mean. Wayne Reed does donuts. Hang on, a bloke who makes a living down in there. longer. We have to go back to the list of riders for those. On race 5. This is race 5. Andy and Laura Kerris, Pete Mangrum and another, Keith Richardson, Adam Young, Mike Reed, Mark Hopkins, Alan Morgan, Martin Boyd, Paul Walcott, John Cook. That's the lineup for race 5. These outfits on the line and raring to go. Front the start is ordered. Drop. Straight out of the centre of that start goes the leading driver down into the first corner, and it looks like the other one of the Reeds, the father, Mike Reed, Mark Hopkins on number 8, and Laura Kerrison. Out goes 156 Martin Boyd. It sounds like his chains come off. Round they come then, 57. Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins. And Laura Kerrison. Paul Walcott and John Cook in third place. Keith Richards and Adam Young in fourth. Pete Landrum and another bringing up the rear. There we go then on the last lap. Paul Walcott going through into second place on that corner. Andy and Laura Kerrison losing just a little bit of ground. Round they come then, the checkered flag is out. The finish goes to 57. Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins, Paul Walcott, John Cook, Andy and Laura Kerrison, Keith Richards, Adam Young, and Pete Mangrum. And Pete has got on his bottom, Keith.
Right, we move on to 500 sidecars, just finally placed in the programme. Right, we're on the line for race 18, sponsored by NTB Racing. We've got Scott Dunn, number 118, who had a disappointing ride first time out for Neil Pocknell in chair. We've got 57, Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins. 143, Keith Richards and Adam Young. Number 5, Dave Higgins, 5 Wheatstone. Number 3, Lester and Andy Goodwin. Number 21, Nick Radley and Craig Matheson. So is it going to be Radley, or is it going to be the Goodwins? Into the first turn we go. And up there alongside him is number 118, Scott Dunn. And it looked for a minute as though Scott Dunn was going to come out of the turn in the lead, but he's back there in third. So we've got Radley and Goodwin up there into the paddock turn, and it is so close. Who's it going to be as they come off the turn? And absolutely on the limit there on Lester Goodwin, and nearly had it round in a circle, but it's Nick Radley then who takes it up. Nick Radley and Craig Matheson, who won the championship, well, Nick did anyway, 4 times back in the 1980s. That was when he had hair. He looks a little bit different now. So it's Radley and Matheson leading as they come off the paddock turn for the second time. Lester Goodwin and Andy Goodwin there in second. Tremendous scrap for third. At the moment, Scott Dunn just holding that third place. Scott Dunn and Neil Pocknell. But on the bottom turn, it's anybody for third place. Back with the leaders. It is still Nick Radley and Craig Matheson way out in front. Lester Goodwin and Andy Goodwin in second spot, and a tremendous scrap for third. It's all getting a little bit too close. Still there is third, Scott Dunn and Neil Pocknell. But still anybody's race as we get the last lap flag down, checkered flag at the ready. The man who's going to win it, no doubt about that, provided he doesn't do anything silly on the last turn, is going to be number 21, Nick Radley and Craig Matheson. They win it. Second place goes to Lester and Andy Goodwin. What a start for third. Scott Dunn and Neil Pocknell just about get it. Fourth place, well, we'll leave that up to the lap scorers to give us the official result.
148.82, 51.93. So a great start today for Lester Goodwin. We stay with the 500 sidecars, and we're already underway with race 2. A rather depleted field by the look of it, but they won't mind as they get out in front. That's outfit number 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. So Sean Harvey gets away from the line. coming past me. That's Keith Richards, number 143. Well, he's a long way off the pace, but Sean Harvey won't mind that he's really got away down that back straight. He must have sat there in the pit box and watched Lester Goodwin. He's now out there doing it himself. Well, 118 is Scott Dunn and Darren Sargent. They've got that big gap developing. Sean Harvey looks to have the measure of the circuit, looks to have got the gearing and the tyre pressures and everything absolutely right. He comes round past me for the second time, looking very comfortable indeed. Both driver and passenger got time to look over their shoulder. They can't hear anything. They must be wondering where everybody else has gone. Not done, still holding on to that second place. Don't look like changing much at all, as they really have got spread out in this race 2. Second heat for the first leg of the 500cc sidecars. One more lap to go then for Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Mike Reid it is, sitting there back in third place, trying desperately to close on Scott Dunn and Darren Sargent. Saw a change in the first race on the last turn. I wonder if Mike Reid can do the same thing as well. Sean Harvey certainly has made it a good start to the afternoon. He takes the win. Andrew Watson come off that pit bend for the last time. It's exactly as it's been all 4 of the heat laps. And we know that means that Scott Dunn will get points for second place.
Coming to on then for race 16, again kindly sponsored by John Ford, as the previous race was. On then for race 16, here they go. Scott Francis running a quick start, he's away in second place with Mike Reid leads him going up the back straight for the first time. Scott Francis gone through into second place, looks at the Toms, have picked up the third place, which they think will take a real wide line. They're in the spot up on them, and they're Toms in 5 as they got the back straight once again. Mike Reid still running from Scott Francis in second place. Still Rob Wright and Tim Chum holding that third place position. Langrams have got the fourth place with the Toms in. Once again then, it's Lizzie from Francis trying to close the gap there in second place. Still Wright has got the third, Langrams in 4, Toms in 5. Just hanging on, Toms again, begging to move around the outside of that pit's going to try and get that fourth place position as Mike Reid leads into the pit top corner for the part-time. Scott Francis. Alright, picks up the third.
I always look to see how well these guys are going to put it together at the start of the season. Marty mentioned that he was up at High Easter. I'm sure that they were all keen to get started again this season, and all to hear on what possibly is more of a circuit they're going to be racing on in the European countries. And we'll look to see if we can get as many as possible English riders into those European finals. We all know we've got some very strong competition from Holland and Germany. We just wonder who's going to come through this year. Good to see Trevor Stewart out there. Mike Reid, number 57, has got a middle of the field gate. Now they've got underway, and it is Lester Goodwin on the inside that's made the best of it. He was on the green grass on the inside, but he jumped off that start line. He's got himself into that first turn, leading as he goes down the back straight from in second place. Number 57, Mike Reid. So So it's those two who go down the back straight, and just as I say that, you can see that Lester Goodwin pulls away a bit going into that pit turn. Does that mean he's going to go very wide? Well, it certainly does, but Mike Reid has stayed there with him. Third place, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins. And Mike Reid is closed on Lester Goodwin. Now, I don't know whether he was looking down at machinery when he went into that pit bend, or whether he was just deciding how he was going to race around that top corner. Maybe not happy with the way things went first lap. But Mike Reid has got a much tighter line on the pit bend, and those two almost together as they go past me. Lester Goodwin tries to close the door going into that top bend. Mike Reid has to throttle off, tucks back in again, looks for that tight line. We're looking to get the speed on down the back straight. Now this is where Lester's been going slightly wide on this pit bend. And we'll look to see whether Mike Reid can hold it tight again and get the advantage. But Lester's got a much better turn this time. One more lap to go. And if there were early problems for Lester and Andy Goodwin, they've certainly got things flying now. We look to that far side, it is those two that have got away from the rest of the field. Checker flag, first time this afternoon for the 500 sidecars, and taking the very first checker flag is going to be outfit number 3, Lester and Anthony Goodwin. 57 is Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins. 418 Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins hold on to that third place. So we've got a quick change in the lineup for the second heat of the 500 sidecars. No Paul Walcott, number 8. His place taken by the reserve listed at the bottom there. That's Vince Kinchin and passenger Richard Webb. So they get underway, looking to see who's made the best of it. That looks like number 9, Scott Dunn, has made the best of it from the middle of the gate. He's riding on the outside of it, but I think Scott Dunn has done enough as he comes round off that first turn and goes up the back straight. Andy Young out in front. There's changes further down the line though. As you can see them very quickly go into that top turn. Scott Dunn gets away. Closest to him is outfit number 12, Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins. We're down to 5 and it's getting close for that second place at the moment. There's really number 9 in your programme, Scott Dunn, has got away. Mike Reid go into that top turn and gets very close. Scott Dunn, I'm sure, pleased that he's away from that action in that battle for second place. He still looks comfortable. That's really where it's all happening. Number 10, Nick Radley, certainly not out of contention. He's sitting there in 4th place at the moment. That line around the outside of Trevor Stewart going up that back straight. Finds some grip on the top side, picks it up. Both of them diving quickly into this top turn, closing on Mike Reid and Nick Radley trying to hold himself and diving into the back of everybody else. Checkered flag goes. Mike Reid hangs on to that second place. And all the time the battling was going on for second, third and fourth, it was number 9, Scott Dunn and Adam Young that were getting away.
Yeah, he gave up, didn't he, for like in the car.
Places for Walcott. Underway, and just as I said that Mike Reid might make the best of this one, he's not made the best of the start. He's got a lot of work to do to work his way around the rest of the field. As they break going down that back. It's Trevor Stewart and Darren Sargent that are setting the pace. I'll confirm that for you as they come round. It is Trevor Stewart, and then it's a gang of riding together as Mike Reid has had a brilliant second turn and got himself up into second place. Just in front of our third turn in the kitchen. And those two together, Mike Reid now in front of chase after.
We're going to into the 500
sidecars, race number 12. Looking at the Reed father and son combination. Before it's Wayne Reed lead, but Mike Reed has tucked himself in the second place. Keith Richards in third. It's Wright holds at fourth place, and it's the Reed combination. Mike in second place. Put them up to go in that pits corner on the opening lap. Rob Wright dropping back in fourth place as Wayne looks across. Mike comes right alongside him. Wayne leaves all the inch of the track there for father Mike. Mike takes that running back on the inside. Wayne again sweeps back round the outside. Keith Richards and gets up again the outside. Rob Wright gets up in fourth place. That pits corner once again. Keith Richards having a real good go trying to split this combination of the Reeds. They move on to complete that one then. Mike again looks across. See Wayne take it running on there. There's quite a big gap on the inside. Will Keith Richards dive through that gap. Mike shuts the door on Richards going to the back side. Back around the outside, link up with father Mike. They go into the pit corner once again. Super action here because Keith Richards trying all he knows to try and split them up as Mike Reed covers the inside. Wayne Reed has the outside. So Keith Richards trying to get between them as they go in that top corner on lap number 4. Rob Wright dropping back in fourth as Wayne again gets back round the edge of the point to the first hit of the 500 side comes. Here comes Keith Richards again with a big burst. Trying to get on the inside. Mike Reed covers that inside line. Wayne Reed round the outside. Just no matter which one takes it. Wayne gets it, but Mike in second. Keith Richards in third. It's Rob Wright in fourth place. We move on to race 26, and we'll assume that Mike Reed and Wayne Reed are going to come out in race 26 to take the place of Keith Richards and Rob Wright. When we go to race for the 26, very slow away in front. We run up in front of his face, and it's the Reeds that get away. Then Mike Reed on the outside, Wayne Reed on the inside. Tony Cook is in third. Barry Bennett is in fourth place. The Reeds rock together on the exit of that top corner. One on the inside, one on the outside. Barry Bennett after that Red Bull start back in fourth place at the moment. They exit that pits corner then. It's Wayne Reed who leads it then from Mike Reed in second place. Tony Cook has got the third with Barry Bennett in fourth place. The back straight they go once again. They start the bunch up for the fourth place now. Wayne Reed starts. Looking at trying to split the Reed combination at the pits corner once again. Barry Bennett taking slightly closer order in fourth place. It's Wayne Reed leads complete. That was with Mike Reed in second. On course to pick up their second maximum points of the afternoon. Wayne again round the outside. Mike on the inside. Tony Cook's right behind him. They go down the back. Mike Reed who goes a little bit quicker to link up with Wayne Reed on the entry to that pits corner. Last that flag being made ready. Wayne Reed leads it, but Mike Reed in second. Tony Cook has got the third. Barry Bennett back in fourth. Tony Cook again trying to find a way through on the inside Mike Reed, but Mike Reed isn't leaving a gap, and that's where Wayne Reed to get away with second. They go into the pits corner on lap number 4. Maximum points are going to come their way again in race number 26. It's Wayne Reed that gets the winning ride. Mike Reed gets the second. Tony Cook in third. Barry Bennett in fourth place. And your 2008 pairs winners in the 500 sidecars. Wayne Reed, Craig Matheson, Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins.
again there, the top three in the 500 sidecars. Champions for 2008 500 sidecars, Wayne Reid, Craig Matheson, Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins. Right, so race 14 then, second leg of the 500 sidecars. Three crews again, and Mike Reid and Tony Cook get away. They virtually get away together this time. It looks like Mike Reid leading, going up the back straight the first time. Tony Cook is tucked into the second place. We've got Martin Boyd hanging on to that third place position, coming off that top corner the first time. It's Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins who have the advantage. Tony Cook in second place position. It's still Martin Boyd who's got that third place. That's the threes. They got the back straight line. Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins clear them, but Tony Cook holds that second. These two getting away from Martin Boyd and Kai Noble have got the third place position. Equal distance between the three crews. They come on to complete lap number 2 then. So Mike Reid looking for make it 2-2. Holding second place. Boyd has got the third place position.
Don't mind black tracksuit top.
Got the raffle winning numbers. As soon as we get a break in proceedings, we will give you the raffle numbers. You can get your prizes from the Grasser store. We've got the crews on the line then for leg 3 of the 500 sidecars. Away we go, Mike Reid making a good start this time. Tony Cook does get away with it, but Tony Cook slows one up again. Just 500 sidecars. Coming off that top corner once again then, it's still Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins holding that second place position. Third place is Martin Boyd and Mike Noble. Equal distance between the three is Mike Reid halfway up that back straight for the final time in race number 33. Looking for a 3-timer is Mike and Mark Hopkins. Mike Reid, Mark Hopkins, they get the winning line. Third and final leg then of the 500 sidecars. Again, Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins have got away. Tony Cook again has got away with him this time. Can he get in the challenging boat? Tony Cook. Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins, they go really wide up on that bank and get the drive. Coming off the corner, Tony Cook takes the second place. It's still Martin Boyd who's got the third. As they got the back straight for the second time then, it's still Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins. Their curve, Tony Cook holding second place position. It's still the Martin Boyd and Kai Noble have got that third spot. Equal distance between these three crews of the fourth and final leg of the 500 sidecars. Mike Reid, Mark Hopkins, Tony Cook holding that second place. It's still Martin Boyd, Kai Noble who've got the third as we see Mike Reid halfway up that back straight once again, well in control as he has been all the afternoon. This 500 sidecar racing goes up on the bank and then for the third time and takes seat. I lost that flag, but the leader of the second place is still Martin Boyd who's got the third place position. Going up the back straight on lap number 4, your race leaders, as they have been all the afternoon. Those leaders are Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins. Going to make it 4-4 in the heats of the 500 sidecars. Impressive stuff there for Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins.
You guys come forward a bit. Hang on, I think you've got some more wine in here, I think.
So they start to settle over on that far side then for the second leg of the 500 sidecars. Again waiting for Rob Heath to come into line. See there's 6 crews there over that
far side, starters walk away, and Tony Cook makes a good start, but can't keep the front wheel down. And Heats have got away at the front, and looks like Mike Reid has gone through in the second. Barry Bennett tucks into third place, but Heats have got the advantage then. Mike Reid on the inside, Barry Bennett again trying to find a line round the outside, the three of us. The second place coming out of that first corner. Heats have the advantage then. Reid in second, Bennett third, Cook in four, Berwick in five, Richard in six, and Heat. Mike Reid almost gets thrown into the Heats, coming off that banking for the second time down the back straight. They go once again. Heats hold the bike advantage over Mike Reid. Barry Bennett's hunting these two down in third place. Tony Cook much close this time in fourth place. Heats have the advantage over Reid hold in second. Bennett's got the third. Cook is in fourth. Berwick in five. Richard in six. Up to six. And all the same. Going down the back straight once again. Mike Reid making a big move round the outside, halfway down that bank, and Heath have the advantage on the inside. Mike Reid's coming right round the outside. He really screws it on round the outside of that bottom corner. Heath holds it at bay. Heath leads there with a wide Roddy Reid again, trying to come right round the outside. Up the bank and they go. Mike Reid's gone round the outside. Heath's gone again back up the inside. Reid again back round the outside. A fight between these two as they go down the back straight once again. Mike Reid's from Heath holds the second. It's Bennett in third. Cook in four. Berwick in five. Checkered flag comes out. Mike Reid makes it 2-2 the 500 sidecar. Second goes to Heath. Third is Barry Bennett. Fourth Tony Cook. Five Dan Berwick. Sixth place Keith Richards. Super sidecar action. Race number 15. Thank you very much.
Alright, old man.
Okay, thank you very much for a quick word with Mike and Mark. Mike, obviously very special day today. You must be delighted to win the 500 sidecar today.
Thank you. It's a good day actually. Thanks to Mark here. We couldn't have done it without him.
And obviously you don't ride too often these days, but just showing you can still beat the best, can't you?
Yeah, I suppose you just the way around, isn't it? It was good.
Mark, enjoyed it today?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Got over it rough at the end, but it's
For the track stuff, you well, kept rolling, it kept getting you better all the time, didn't it?
definitely. Yeah, they worked hard today. And, yeah.
Did you enjoy climbing the banking?
Yeah, it was good fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, 500 sidecar winners, Mike Reid and Mark Hopkins. Thank you very much indeed. So we got Wayne Reid, Dave Carville, brilliant third in last week's British Championship, of course. Mike Reid, Dan Berwick, Scott Dunn and Keith Richards. The six crews coming out for race number 6, the second leg of the 500 sidecar support then. So Keith Richards right on the outside here, right in front of us. Then we got Dave Carville. And superb third last week in the British, that brilliantly run British final, run by the Fenman's Club last week. He's on grid number 5. And we got Wayne Reid in next to him. That's good to see the return of Scott Dunn. It must be well over 12 months since Scott Dunn has been in action. Let's see how he copes with it today. It'd be good to see Scott come back into this 500 sidecar class. He was always one of the top competitors over a long period of time. And Dan Berwick right on the inside then for race number 6. Wait for the tape and Dave Carver making a good start. It looks like Scott Dunn that's hit the front going in that top corner for the first time. Dan Berwick making a move towards off the back straight the first time. Scott Dunn stolen the march, but Dave Carver's gone through into second place. Wayne Reid right round the outside of that top corner, comes round the outside of Dan Berwick to move through in the third place. As Dunn leads it, then Carver in second. Reid has got the third, Berwick in 4, Wayne Reid in 5, Keith Richards in 6. The three abreast the second, third and fourth place. On the back straight for the second time. It's Scott Dunn and stolen the march above Dave Carville, hunting him down in second place. Mike Reid hangs on to that third. Dan Berwick in 4, Wayne Reid in 5. These 5 getting away from Keith Richards, can put into then Dunn the leader. Carver now moves to the outside, trying to sweep round the outside of that pitch corner. Dunn leads from Carver in second. Reid has got the third. Berwick then back round the edge to Wayne Reid to take the 4th, but Wayne Reid back again inside to move back through into fourth place there. And Reid has got the third. And Reid coming under pressure now for that third place position. They're bunched up for all 3 the top place. You might read a big burst round the outside of that top corner. Wayne Reed's followed in through. Dave Carville under pressure. That second place is Scott Dunn gets a winning right. Wayne Reed gets a second. Dave Carville in third. Mike Reed in fourth. Dan Berwick in five. Keith Richard in six. Super 500 sidecar action there. And a brilliant race number 6.
Ook die zagen we al in de EK-finale. Ik zeg ook Uithuizen. Ja, een paar jaar geleden. Scott Dunn. En toen reed hij daar als grote onbekende rond in die EK-finale. En ineens zat hij zomaar in die eerste serie voorop. Scott Dunn, toen met Natasha Bartlett. En nu rijdt hij met Scott Goodwin. Treinmachinist van beroep, dames en heren. Geniet u mee bij programma 500cc Sidecars. Ho, Mr. Tony Cook made a little bit of a roll start. Maar wie gaat er dan aan de leiding? Het is aan de binnenzijde. Cook op 4e positie. We gaan naar de spectaculaire weg hoor. Waar is Scott Dunn? Scott Dunn in de 3e positie. Tony Cook in 4e positie. Barry Bennett in 5e positie. Maar wie gaat er dan naar de leiding? Het is misschien wel Keith Richard. Nee hoor, het is de 56. En dat is natuurlijk Wayne Reed. Wayne Reed is er van tussen. Wayne Reed aan de leiding. En die gaat hier een spectaculair wegrijden van de rest. Het is Scott Dunn naar de aanvaring met Tony Cook. Touché op de overzijde daar tussen Scott Dunn en Tony Cook. Maar Tony Cook wordt daar echt niet anders van, dames en heren. Het is nog steeds aan de leiding. Wayne Reed. Wayne Reed is er van tussen. En die gaat op vakantie. En die neemt daar mee Mike Reed. Mike Reed met Natasha Bartlett daar in de tweede positie. En daar wordt hij niet blij van. Terwijl Tony Cook nu de aanval opent daar op Wayne Reed. Het is Tony Cook nog steeds in 3e positie. En we gaan eens kijken. We gaan in die gele vlag met het zwarte kruis. 1 ronde achteraan. 1 lap to go. Het is nog steeds aan de leiding. Wayne Reed met Curtis McNally. En die gaan wegrijden hoor. Of komt daar nog een aanval van de naamgenoot Mike Reed. Het is Mike Reed die het gaat laten hoor. Het gaat hem niet meer worden. Het is Wayne Reed die hem terug gaat rijden. Die gaat die laatste bocht hem echt niet meer weggeven, dames en heren. Inderdaad is het een overwinning voor start nummer 56. Wayne Reed. Dan is het de 57 van Mike Reed. Tony Cook. Dan zien we Scott Dunn. We zien ook Barry Bennett binnen. En last but not least is het startnummer 143 Keith Richard. De mannen die ernaast staan. Het zijn de mannen die in het B-programma zitten. Wayne Reed zien we hier als eerste op de baan. Wayne Reed samen met Curtis McKinley. Zijn tegenhanger is Mike Reed met 57. Dat is zijn zoon. Nee, het is andersom. Het is vader en zoon. Het is Mike Reed, de vader hier met 57. De Jojo van der Werf er ook bij. We staan nummer 11 samen met Frank Ross. We zien de 18 aan de binnenzijde Rob en Sam Heat. De 9 natuurlijk bekend. 5 Paul Moorcock, Gary Coleman. En aan de buitenzijde de goedlachse start nummer 10 Tony Cook samen met bakkenist Paul Smith. Nou, op dit moment 9 punten voor Tony Cook. We zien Paul Moorcock er 4 hebben. Jojo van der Werf heeft er 1. Rob Heat heeft er 2. Wayne Reed tot nog toe 12 punten. En Mike Reed scoorde er 8. Het is Wayne Reed, the man to beat. Cookie aan de outside. Tony Cook aan de outside. Met bakkenist natuurlijk Paul Smith. Oh, Cookie! Dat was een close start voor Cookie. Het is Jojo van der Werf die daardoor even in het gedrang kwam en dacht van wat gebeurt er eigenlijk? Cook komt er niet zo goed weg hoor. Die zit hier in de 3e positie. Daar in 4e positie. Paul Moorcock in 3e positie. Maar aan de leiding moet dat natuurlijk zijn. Wayne Reed met Curtis McKinley daar aan de leiding. Het is Wayne Reed. Inderdaad aan de leiding. Dus het Paul Moorcock. En die Moorcock kan wel degelijk racen. Zeker als het in zijn eigen omgeving gaat. En daar gaat Jojo terug. Laat iemand Jojo van der Werf. De goedste dingen de toer. Rijdt hij nog wel? Ja. Het is nog steeds Wayne Reed aan de leiding. Waar is Phil Reed aan? Die zit daar in 4e positie. Buitenom Tony Cook. Wayne Reed aan de leiding. Paul Moorcock. Tony Cook. Daar is dan Phil Reed. Phil Reed gaat hem bovenlangs sturen naar Tony Cook. En dan moet Tony Cook het gas erop houden. Die beide mannen gaan samen erg hoog hoor. Die komen dan ik roep dan schutting, maar het gaat gelukkig goed daar. En die mannen kunnen eigenlijk geen kant meer op. En dan is hij wat getriggerd daar op de overzijde. En dan gaat hij op naar het achterwiel van Tony Cook. We hebben nog 1 ronde te gaan. Het is Wayne Reed nog steeds. Paul Moorcock, Tony Cook. En dan hebben we Phil Reed daar opnieuw in de aanval. Het is Mike Reed, moet ik zeggen, met Natasha Bartlett. Mike Reed is altijd bijgestoken. Dan gaat hij buitenom Tony Cook. Mike Reed aan de outside. Die probeert er bovenlangs te komen. Maar het wordt natuurlijk een overwinning voor niemand minder dan Mike Reed voor Paul Moorcock. Dan is het de andere rit, Tony Cook, Sam Heat. En dan is er iemand. I lost someone. Yo. En ook hier, ladies and gentlemen, the winner will be the day winner. So everything is on zero. Als eerste bij het startlint Simon Beard, Anthony Goodwin. Met startnummer 4. De mannen die vorige week nog op het podium stonden tijdens de Engelse kampioenschappen. En Anthony Goodwin zei, ja, we hadden hem in de tas, we konden hem binnenrijden. En toen kregen we dat probleem en toen waren we weg. En we komen nog op het podium, maar het voelde niet als een overwinning om daar op het podium te staan. We zien daar aan de binnenzijde heel rustig oplopen. Startnummer 56, Wayne Reed en Curtis McKinley. Daar aan de binnenzijde. Hier in het zwart met startnummer 68. Dan Berwick en Mark Hopkins ook aan het startlint. Scott Dunn, yeah, in the A-final. Very good job for Mr. Scott Dunn. Back on the track, zeggen ze dan. Startnummer 118, Scott Dunn en Scott Goodwin. Happy. We are glad to see him back on the track. Startnummer 57, Mike Reed and Natasha Barlett. And the coincidence is that Natasha Barlett rode a long time with Scott Dunn. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the guy in the black suit, always smiling. I never seen him not smiling. And that's dangerous on a bike when there are some flies in the air. Tony Cook with number 10. Paul Smith is with him. He's still smiling. In the A-final. Ja, dames en heren, het gaat nu gebeuren hoor. Ook hier staat alles op nul. Winnaar is dagwinnaar. Prachtige groep in deze supportklasse noemen ze het hier. Nou, wat mij betreft kunnen ze bij ons zo mee in de A-groep. En we zijn onderweg. Wie is er daar goed weg? Het lijkt me Simon Beard hoor. Simon Beard die als eerste in die bocht aan gaat komen. Scott Dunn zit daar ergens in het midden. Dus wie kruipt er dan achteraan? Ja, zit daar in tweede positie. Maar het is nog steeds aan de leiding Simon Beard hoor. En dan schuift dat hele pak naar binnen. Tony Cook zit daar helemaal achteraan. Maar het is Simon Beard aan de leiding. Dan zien we de 56 meegaan. En dat is natuurlijk prachtig. Wayne Reed in tweede positie. En Wayne Reed zal niet genoegen nemen met de tweede positie. Zet de aanval over daar op Simon Beard aan de binnenzijde. Die nog steeds Simon Beard aan de leiding. Wayne Reed in tweede positie. Dan moet dat ongetwijfeld de andere Reed zijn die daar in de derde positie zit. Dat is Mike Reed met 57. Ja, dat is absoluut zo. Dan zien we Scott Dunn komen. Dan zien we helemaal buitenom. Start nummer 68, Dan Berwick. En dan komt het in het stof terecht hoor. En dan zullen we straks in die aanhalen van die tijdspannen gaan kijken hoe dat gaat worden. Tony Cook met een klein foutje. Maar pakt hem zelf weer op. Blijft er gelukkig op zitten. Tony Cook in vijfde positie moet ik zeggen. We gaan nog naar die gele vlag met het zwarte kruis. Het is nog steeds Simon Beard aan de leiding. Dan komt hij heerlijk mee. Het is Wayne Reed in de tweede positie. Mike Reed en kijk eens naar het achterveld, dames en heren. 3 diep komen ze hier door de bocht. Spectaculair, het zijn spannend hier in Engeland, hier in Easter. Het is absoluut genieten, maar het gebeurt allemaal achter de rug van niemand minder dan Mr. Simon Beard. Die pakt hier de overwinning. Dan is het de Mike Reed, de andere Reed, Tony Cook. Dan zien we de 68 van Dan Berwick en Scott Dunn.
Right, we've got a word in the first, second and third. Mike and Natasha first. Mike, good performance. We don't like talking these days. How's the aches and pains now? Natasha got the brilliant performance by the old boys, wasn't it? And rumours are possibly you're passing your proposals in this championship. Are those rumours true?
I'll wait to confirm.
If not, will we see on the back of another 500 again?
I hope so.
Mike, you must do more racing because every time you've been out this year, you've got the podium, haven't you? Yeah, it's getting hard to take. Mike Reed and Natasha Bartlett in third place, thank you very much. Wayne and Curtis, Wayne back again.
Yeah, not too bad. Give it a go, don't we? And the old man's making you work for us, isn't he always slowed down really. He pushed me in that final and everything, so definitely give him no chances. I mean, you keep looking back and he's there, he stayed so close to me, he's there, I'm so much younger and he's still there with me. I read it's a bunch of cool.
Yeah, brilliant day. Great to do.
And you're forming a good partnership with Wayne, aren't you?
Seems to work out well. Good results so far.
And again, you've got to see more of you, Wayne, haven't you? When you're out there, you're on the phone all the time. It's just come down the time. Second place there, Wayne Reed, Curtis McElhenney. On then to the winners of the 500s. Simon, today will make up for the disappointment last week. Yeah.
I don't think anything will make up last week. It's nice to come on top of podium again.
And again, a fantastic day's racing for you.
Yeah, the track was really nice. Some people didn't like it too much, but we did.
Anthony, as a good win yourself, your thoughts on the win Josh won yesterday?
It deserves everything that he gives that young lad because when he's in tight, he obviously is something else and he deserves it today. To do it again, when he's on to everyone, yes, it's just something else. There's so good tracks on and carries on.
Well done, Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, first place, Simon Bean.